Hey guys, welcome back to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine, colder than a polar bear's toenails Richardson. And today we're going to be talking about this new portable AC and heater from NewAir. Look, man, I don't know what a BTU is. As a matter of fact, if you put me on a game show right now and said you could win $1 million, if I tell you what a BTU is right now, I would walk home broke. Okay, just give me some Uber money and we'd be good. But I don't know what a BTU is, but what I do know is this thing is awesome. It's their new product, man. It's a dual unit. So you got an AC and a heater, and it's portable. So the room that I'm in is about, I think it's about 450 square feet. And if I'm not mistaken, you know what? I'm not gonna even tell you that on camera. I will tell you to go look at the specs on their website to figure out how much of a or how big or small the room needs to be for it to heat and cool efficiently. But I will tell you that I have this room connected to another room that's about 300 and something square feet. So it's a total of about 7 something, almost 800 square feet that this thing actually takes effect on. So this room right here, it'll actually get cool, the 450 square foot room, but it'll actually kind of bleed into the other room. It doesn't cool it or heat it very efficiently, but it does bleed into there. But the room that it's in, it knocks it out the park. But let's go ahead and go over some things, man, because there's a few features on here that I would like to discuss because it's kind of unique. It has a dual hose system, or dual, the hoses are back here. It comes with all the hardware you're gonna need to plug this thing up, get it running on the fly. It comes with this window kit that you just basically expand, plug the hoses into, the evacuation hoses or the exhaust hoses, and you plug those into there and it's just ready to go. You can customize that window packet that they give you to fit whatever window you want, whether it's vertical or horizontal, no matter how long or short it is. But once you get it all set up, which is a breeze, by the way, you'll start to understand that this thing is pretty worry-free. Now, most ACs will turn off when they need to be drained. This one has a dual drainage system, which allows it to keep running, and it recycles some of that moisture back into the AC system so it can keep on running. So that's really convenient that you don't really have to have any downtime with this thing and maintenance time. But now we get on to the features, which is what you buy this thing for. So it's summertime right now. Well, it's kind of fallish, but it's still hot here in Texas, and some people still might want to use this thing, especially, you know, because we have our uppity and downy weather, man. You don't know what temperature is going to be on any given day in Texas. So I'm glad we have this one, which is a heater and an AC unit. If you look up top here, you have this panel of touch buttons. You got your timer right there. You got your settings for heating, cooling, dehumidifying, or fan. And then you have your plus and minus to control your temperature settings. Right here at the top, once I turn it on, you'll see a digital display of what temperature it is. And then you have your fan speed, high, low, super fast, or whatever you're gonna have. And then you have a power button. But they also give you this cool remote. You see what I did there? Cool. All right, we have the LED to turn it on and off, because it does have an LED that sits right here. So if you want to turn it off so it doesn't disturb you at night, you can actually turn that off. You do have an up and down on the button, and then you got a climate sensor button, because this remote actually does have a climate sensor on it. So you can actually have this remote in a different area of the room. And then the AC unit will cool or heat depending on where this remote is. And they just kind of talk to each other, because once again, this is a 400 plus square foot room. I have it closer to the window, but what if I'm sitting on the couch over there and it's not exactly as cool or warm as I want it to be, but it is on the opposite side of the room. So this thing is just going to keep pushing until I get what I want. And then you have this mode button, which is going to be basically your heating, cooling, or whatever you're going to do. Speed, sleep, and timer, and of course power, along with that LCD display on the remote. So let's get this thing cranked up. All you got to do is tap that remote. I have it set at 73. I'm sitting right next to it, so I'm going to raise that temperature a little bit, because I don't want to be freezing here as I'm doing this video. But you see how this louver just lifts up? Isn't that cool? So once it's off, I'll turn it off real quick so you can see it go back down. Once it's off, it actually goes back down. And if you want to, I guess you could stash the remote in here in this little compartment, and then you'd have to hit that button to turn it on. And then you can get your remote out and walk off. But you can also keep the remote close to you wherever you are, on your bed or dresser or whatever you're going to keep it. But the air starts coming out immediately, and it's trying to cool or warm 275, whichever one you have it set on. As you can see right here, that is a little snowflake. So that means I have it on cool. And just before I forget, the noise. I'm sitting right next to it. My lavalier microphone is right here, and it's really not that loud. It is no louder than your average oscillating fan on low or medium speed. So the fact that I can sit right here and talk to you in a conversational tone tells you that this thing is not excessively loud, which is a huge plus because AC units, the portable ones that go in the window, they are not known for being exactly quiet. Now let's go ahead and cycle through some of these modes. Right now you can see that little snowflake right there. That's indicating that it is actually on cool. I'll hit it once and that means it is on dehumidification. It is sucking all of the humidity out of the air. And that's kind of what AC is, except this one's just sucking it all out because this could be a humid place. I need a I can't say that word today. Dehumidify. There you go. Say it with me. Dehumidify. Let's keep cycling. If you want to press the button, that's fine, but I'm actually using the remote. Right here is just a simple fan. If you just want to have some airflow in your room, you can have a simple fan going. So far we've cycled through AC, dehumidification, and a simple fan. And now we get this little sun icon here, which is telling me it's going to start heating. But let's put it back on cool because I don't want to confuse this thing. All right, so now we have our up and down buttons. They're touch buttons, but I'm going to keep using the remote just to show you that it works. I can get up to 88 degrees there, and then I can cool down to, looks like, I think it's in the 60s if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow, we're getting low. Oh, 61 degrees. Look, man, that's too cold. If you need to be cooled down that much, you might want to lose a few pounds, bro. I'm gonna keep this thing at 74. Yeah, man, if you're getting cold enough to bring a room down to 61 degrees, you really should consider losing some weight. Ease up off the snacks, bro. But let's do this fan thing right here. This is the fan speed. So I'll hit the speed on the remote, and you can see here I got a bigger fan, and then I have an even bigger fan. And you see how loud it's getting? So right now it's on low. That's low. It's very conversational. I'm sitting right next to it. I kick it up to like medium. I'm still sitting next to it. It is a little bit louder, so I'd probably want to move away, but it's still not excessively loud. And then we get to high. This thing, it is cooling. It is, man, it's cranking out some BTUs, whatever that means. Let's bring it back down to low. And then we have one more thing I want to show you on this remote, which is Oscillate. Now, it doesn't pan from left to right like a regular oscillating fan would. This little mover right here actually just goes up and down. So it just kind of wafts the air, you know, like one of those people with the big leaf, you know, if you're on vacation, you got the big leaf person in the back. You see how it's wafting? Let's watch it go up and then it'll pause and then it'll go, come on, don't make a liar out of me. It'll go back down. So that's Oscillate right there. And of course you have your timers and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off because I don't want to have to talk over this fan. Look, man, this is a great looking unit. It's a lot more, I don't want to say aerodynamic, but it has more curve and it's just more aesthetically pleasing than their previous units I've had on this channel. And it kind of just sits by itself and it doesn't call for a lot of attention like I've seen a lot of other units do, especially with the noise, as I've talked about before. That dual hole system seems to make this thing work very, very efficiently. And even though it's not really all that heavy, they still decided to put it on casters so you can just kind of roll it around wherever you need it to go. You combine that with that easy to set up window kit that they give you, this thing's just ultra portable. And what's not to like about it? Look, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't even know what BTU means. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments is gonna tell me. But what I do know is NewAir struck gold with this one, man. Heating and cooling in a unit this compact, lightweight, easy to set up. I'm all for it, man. I am here for it. Look, I gotta get out of here. But before I see y'all again, make sure y'all keep being good to each other and I'll see you when I see you.